What's up, everybody? King of Fomo here, coming at you with your daily crypto update. Today we're going to be talking about Kaspa yet again, and why I can say that Kaspa's price could potentially double in the very near future. Currently, we're sitting at about 16 cents. I could see Kaspa hitting the 30-cent mark very, very soon, and we're going to get into some details of why I think this. And we're also going to be talking about a lot of other stuff too. I'll also say that my Kaspa KS5M has officially shipped out today. I should be receiving that in my hands in the next 5 or 6 days. So that's going to be very nice. Right now, I have mostly KS3Ms on the market. So these are sitting at 6 terahash. Now, for about the same amount of electricity, I'm getting more than double that terahash worth mining, so it's going to be very good for the profits coming in. I also ordered a KS5 Pro, so that's going to be coming later in August, so I'm looking forward to that later. I'll give you guys an update when that gets shipped out. Not expecting that anytime soon. But first of all, let's go ahead and start with the comments that have been lingering here in my channel. We have Boss Up says, whoa, what's up? It's been a long time since my last video. Like I said, it's been about 6 months since I made my video in December about Kaspa, so I'm happy to be back. You're welcome for the info. Happy Orca. And the Bartertown Conglomerate, the one and only, he says, what's good, bro? Salute. Glad this wasn't the true mainnet versus it being the KRC20 network. So this is about my disappointing KRC20 launch video. Yeah. This is definitely the test net for that. And a lot of times you guys have to, if you're new to this whole crypto space, or if you're just new to launches in general, you have to get in the dirt and crawl up from the dirt to get some of these massive profits. So if you do believe in KRC20 tokens, and maybe you picked up a couple of these tokens that have been launching on here, just like with Ordi, you could see a massive gain in a short period of time. Now, like I said, personally, I'm not a huge KRC20 fan or a huge ordinals or runes fan, but there are profits to be made if this does become a success and you are in from the grassroots, from the ground up. So let's go ahead and talk first about we'll get into miners a little bit later. I want to talk about the miner profitability and kind of where that's going a little bit later. I do want to talk about just Kaspa in general and how it's doing. And in my last video, about 4 days ago, we talked a little bit about this dashboard right here. This is cast at FYI. So let's just go ahead and do an update on some of these numbers, because there has been some things that have changed in the past 4 days. One of them being down here. I mean, some of the most important things that you want to take a look at: circulating supply. Obviously, that's going to change regularly. So we're sitting at 24.1 billion Kaspa in circulating supply. The transactions per second, obviously that's one of the biggest changes, 92.6 transactions per second. This was on the Kasplex launch day when everything was really going crazy. Right now we're sitting at about 3 transactions per second, so a lot less people using the network, just because Kasplex isn't up and the hype is sort of dissipated since it's paused right now. But it's nice to see that Kaspa was sort of able to handle that amount of transactions right there. So we'll definitely be seeing that number rise as Kaspa gets more adoption. And of course, the big one that I want to focus on right here is the rewards. So our previous reward for miners was about 104 Kaspa per block being distributed to the miners. And currently we're sitting at 98 Kaspa per block being distributed to miners. And in 30 days, we're going to look at 92 Kaspa per block being distributed to the miners. So you can see, just with those 3 numbers alone, if you're unaware of kind of how this works, Kaspa has a very aggressive emissions schedule with reductions being paid out to the miners. So typically what this means for Bitcoin, every single year and some change, Bitcoin has a halving, just like what we saw a few days ago and what we're going to see in 29 days with Kaspa. Bitcoin has that happen every year and some change, and the price of Bitcoin usually responds very positively shortly after that. And Kaspa has been doing the same thing as Bitcoin, but much faster, right? They have way faster quote-unquote halvings or reward reductions, and therefore they've been having way faster price appreciation with Kaspa too. So now the question remains, can this keep up? If we continue to have this massive reduction of rewards over time, it basically means Kaspa's getting more and more scarce, and the demand is staying the same. If the demand in the miners is the same, just like the demand in the miners with Bitcoin is the same, if not better, people aren't turning off miners or anything like that, nothing catastrophic is happening, then you're going to see the price appreciate with it. And as long as nothing happens too fast, where people start turning off way too many miners too fast, or there's way too much hash rate increase that happening too fast, which again, in turn, makes people turn off their miners because they're making so much less. If nothing wonky like that happens, or if the price of Kaspa doesn't go crazy high or crazy low in a short period of time, then I think we can see some very, very organic, nice growth to nicer and higher numbers. And it's good. To me personally, it's good to see that Kaspa is not jumping 50% in a day, upwards or downwards. Seeing this organic, nice, slow growth upwards is sort of just a testament to show that it is doing what Bitcoin has been doing for the past 10 years, but at a faster pace and at a potentially sustainable pace. And that's one of the reasons why I have been gung-ho on Kaspa for the past year. So we're going to be taking a close look at that for the next couple of months as we see the rewards being reduced. The hash rate is increasing, ladies and gentlemen. So going over here, this is the emission schedule. This is what I was talking about before, how we were at 104 Kaspa being paid out to the miners before. Currently, we're sitting at about right here, 98 Kaspa. And next, we're going to be at 92 Kaspa. And you can see over time, that's going to get less and less. By the end of the year, by 2025, you're looking at 60, 70 Kaspa per block that's being produced. And on top of that, this is the other thing you want to take a look at when you're really just making your mind up about whether or not you like this coin. The hash rate. Hash rate is how many miners are being turned on, and currently we're sitting at about 353 petahash. And the big news with this is, with this amount of miners, we'll take a look and see. I guess we can kind of skip one over here. We can take a look and see the profitability. Just for the best miner out there, the KS5 Pro, the profitability is $73 a day that you're running that thing, which is really, really good. You're getting your ROI in about 4.6 months if things continue to be that way. With the current hash rate at 378 petahash, we're going to see that number increase quite a bit potentially, because Bitmain has their KS5 Pros, which is 21 terahash, huge amount of hash rate in that singular machine. Lots of people are going to be getting those and currently are getting those right now. You also have Ice River launching their two big miners as well. So you have Ice River's KS5M, 15 terahash, and KS5L, 12 terahash. So again, the previous batch of miners that are sort of sustaining the system right now are these bad boys right here, the KS3Ms, which is 6 terahash, and then some of Bitmain's Kaspa miners as well. I don't have them on here, but they're essentially lower than what we have right now. So once that hash rate increases, everybody's going to be getting paid a lot less. So let's go back over to here. Everybody's going to be getting paid a lot less. The miners are going to be getting paid a lot less in terms of Kaspa being paid out. So essentially, usually what happens with Bitcoin is when the miners get paid less, it evens itself out because the price of Bitcoin goes up. And that's where things get even. And that's why people don't turn off their miners. They either expect that price to rise up to cover the costs eventually, or it rises at a regular steady rate. Kaspa has been doing the same thing. So that's one of the reasons and one of the standing points of why I think that price point of 30 cents in the short term is possible. Like I said, with Bitcoin, Bitcoin even sort of did that in the short term as well, with just one halving over the past sort of two-ish years that we've seen this halving take place. Bitcoin has gone from what, 20K to 70K in that 2-year time span, a year and a half time span. So could you see the same thing happen with Kaspa when Kaspa has much harder emission reductions and is a much more aggressive schedule? I mean, you tell me. Personally, I say yes, but if you have a different opinion, let me know in the comment section. I'd love to hear about it. So let's take a look at some other stuff here too. That's mainly all I wanted to cover with the with the hash rate of Kaspa. Let's see if we have any other things we want to talk about. I guess we can kind of wrap up here and talk about the profitability of these miners and basically what my journey has been so far. So for me, I've purchased a total of 4, 5, 6, 7 miners. I've purchased 7 miners altogether. This is with Ice River hosted miners. I have about 4 of those running right now. And then I have purchased 3 separate miners. I purchased a couple other Ice River miners and sent them out to mining facilities. Two different mining facilities. One is Liquid Immersion Hosting. The other one is NetSonic. And then I also had another miner. This was the Wind Miner K9 with another facility. That was the 3rd facility. And what ended up happening was that Wind Miner is sitting in my garage right next to me right now because I had it sent back. It is not doing anything. It's not working. Now, I'm still a newbie, so I don't know how to fix it. It's maybe it's an expensive miner. If anyone knows how to fix these things, let me know. But currently, I can't get it to get anything, hash anything. I can turn it on, I can log on, but it doesn't really do anything beyond that. And then my first miner that I purchased, my first Kaspa miner that I purchased, I think it was like KS3L or something like that. It's essentially stolen. I sent it to Liquid Immersion miners, and I've been going back and forth with them for a long time. And my last contact with them was about 6 months ago, where they're sending it to a repair facility, and I have not seen it since. So I'm essentially writing that off as a lost miner, a stolen miner. Unfortunately, that's how it goes with the risk of using these things. And then my other miners are working very nicely. So I'll tell you this. Even though I've purchased 7 miners and 2 of them are essentially dead, I have more than ROI'd, and the reason for that is 2 reasons. One, I got in early, right? I started this stuff a year ago. I've accumulated my miners a year ago. Everything has been building up to this. And because I've been mining for so long with these old miners and stacking on top of that, I've gotten a lot of Kaspa packed up from that. So if you take a look over here and we go ahead and click on Kaspa and we look at the 1-year chart from Kaspa, you can sort of see that, again, the other number that you have to keep in mind is a year ago, back in 2023, in June of 2023, the hash rate was, well, we can't even go back that far. This is about when I started mining anyway, about August of 2023. The hash rate was 14 petahash, so way less, which means I got way more coins for just running a week miner. And the fact that I got way more coins for running a week miner, and on top of that, if we look at the yearly schedule and look back a year ago, let's just go ahead and go to August of a year ago, we're looking at Kaspa sitting at about 3, maybe 4 cents per coin. Now we're looking at how much more is that? 4 cents, 4, 8, 12. We're looking about maybe 4 times the multiplication of what I mined a long time ago. So not only did I mine significantly more Kaspa back in August with my week miner, but that Kaspa that I mined is now worth 4 times more than it was when I mined it back a year ago. So that's where the mining game comes in. And if you guys are considering purchasing these miners, you have to have some sort of mindset looking out into the future, like a year in the future. You can't buy these miners and expect to become super rich overnight. You can't buy these miners and expect to have the same results that I have, because you can't. You're not in that position anymore. I've built up to this over a year. So if you are considering purchasing miners, you just make sure that you have a plan a year out. And what happens if things go wrong, if Kaspa goes down in price, or you come up with your plan, right? Expect completely different results. That's why I really can't advise people to do anything with miners, because there's just so many different factors that you have to consider, especially with the timing of things, of when you jump into this and what your strategy is overall. You can hold the coins, that kind of thing. All right, guys, that is everything for today. I wanted to give you guys an update on that. Shout outs to my Patreons. I'm going to do a shout out list for them later. There's a lot of them on. There's not a lot, but there's a few of them on there. If you want to support me, go ahead and head on over there to Patreon to continue to support me. I'll make more of these videos a lot more faster. We'll try to do less 6-month breaks in between and give you guys the golden stuff. All right, guys, I'll catch you in the next one. Hopefully we'll be talking about more KRC20 stuff. KRC20 will hopefully be fixed by then, and the crypto market will recover. We had a little bit of a dump. Kaspa not dumping that much. Kaspa's up 14%, so we're not too sad about that. All right, guys, I'll catch you in the next one. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace out.